What black community? It's a black environment with black women and black children in it.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Are you gonna be more than a fantasy? Is it just a dream or my new reality?
So be. Hey, yo, Quantic, run them bands up.
What is she doing?
Oh my God! He ate like six. Oh my God! He ate like six. Oh my God!
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Look, what is frustrating, what is debilitating us as a country is the racial problem. That's a real problem.
Yes.
And it, to some degree, predates Zionism. It is not all a product of Zionism. They have weaponized it via immigration. There's no question about it. But we cannot take back control of our institutions or our country if we do not have racial consciousness first. And that is coming at the tactical level because of events like this that force feed the racial consciousness in the white population and can therefore operationalize what we're trying to do in a meaningful, scalable fashion. They have to deal with their children going to schools that are diverse, where 80% of the kids are foreigners, and they're worried about the safety and the education of their children. They have to go into some kind of corporate office where they can't climb the social economic ladder. They can't get that job because of DEI. We don't have government institutions that represent us. Why is that? Because we're being demographically replaced and our consciousness is being incapacitated. How do we regain that? Well, we regain it by telling the truth about what's happening at the street level, but we've got to deal with what's happening tactically on the street, whether that's illegal immigration, the racial problem, DEI, whatever. We got to fight it everywhere.
A couple of things here. I've never Feel free to step right up.
Yes,
Let's
you're
do
part
it.
of history now.
This is great.
Mhm.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Washington State's Covenant Homeownership Program provides down payment and closing cost assistance for lower income, first-time home buyers. Lawmakers created the program to address the disproportionate impacts of racial redlining in Washington State. House Bill 1696 modifies the program by adjusting the area median income threshold for program eligibility, introducing loan forgiveness, and modifying the Oversight Committee membership. This modification will create more opportunities to close the racial homeownership gap, which is a very important goal for all of us here in Washington State. We so appreciate everybody who made this legislation possible. We know it's been, like any legislation, challenging.
Yes.
This one has its share of challenges, as we know.
Yes.
But Representative Taylor has been a real champion of this legislation, and so we appreciate your leadership in particular. Thank you very much. And with that, I'm pleased to sign this legislation into law. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And let's take a photo.
Mhm.
1, 2, and 3.
Congratulations.
waxaan kaloo idinkula dardaarmi lahaa insha allah haddii aynu soomaalinahay inaynu maaragtay wax wada qabsano dalkii ka fikir
We need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it.
All right, sound check. I don't know why it just killed my audio like that. I wasn't even muted. That's the weird thing. This whole time I'm looking at you guys type muted in the chat and my mic was open. I have no idea what happened. This is a weird glitch, but anyway, like I was saying, that fat chick with the head stuff on, she's a real person. She really works in the government. She's really about this life. And I'm pretty sure she also hates the white man, but I can't understand the words she's saying.
waxaan kaloo idinkula dardaarmi lahaa insha allah haddii aynu soomaalinahay inaynu maaragtay wax wada qabsano dalkii ka fikirno dalkii wax tarno oo maaragtay haddii aynu dalka dibadiisa aynu joogno ama gudihiisaba aynu mar walba maaragtay aynu ka fikirno sidii aynu dalka horumarintiisa uga fikiri lahayn especially dadkeena jooga maaragtay qurba joogta ah.
I take it Somali doesn't have a word for especially in that language. They just haven't kind of worked out the necessity for that kind of thing. Yeah, they don't have that word in their books yet. Especially. It's a white man's word.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Another shoe has dropped today in the latest scandal over a former San Francisco department head's eyebrow-raising spending. Our media partner, the San Francisco Standard, first reported that the former head of the department on the status of women had been suspended after a women's conference that cost over $600,000.
You look like exactly the kind of person who would have that job and waste all that money. Like, I am completely and thoroughly unsurprised at everything about this right now. It's almost impossible for me to be shocked at what I'm looking at right now.
Eyebrow-raising spending. Our media partner, the San Francisco Standard, first reported that the former head of the department on the status of women.
No, Carmen. Carmen asked, women's conference, what does that even mean? No. What does the Department on the Status of Women even mean? The Department of the Status of Women. It sounds like a communist makeup job. It's like one of those BS bureaucratic jobs you get in Soviet Russia. The Department on the Status of the Department on the Status of Women. Yeah, it's a real job.
The scandal over a former
white man gave a black woman that job, by the way. White man gave a black woman, a white man created that job specifically for a black woman. And all they do is turn around and talk about how evil he is.
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
San Francisco department head's eyebrow-raising spending. Our media partner, the San Francisco Standard, first reported that the former head of the department on the status of women had been suspended after a women's conference that cost over $600,000 during, let's admit it, austere times. Joining us live now to share what he and his colleagues discovered is Standard's senior politics.
Over $500,000 for women to talk about women. Over $500,000 for women to talk about women. For bald-headed, big afro, angry black women to talk about women.
Reporter Josh Kane. Josh, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, Kristen.
All right, so before we reveal the latest bombshell, this all centers around Kimberly Ellis, a very influential, connected, and until recently headed the city's Department on the Status of Women. What led to her troubles?
Yeah, so Kimberly Ellis heads up the Department of Status of Women. It's a division here in the city and county of San Francisco that oversees issues around gender-based violence or domestic violence, particularly against women and girls.
Like, really, David, you got it spot on. He says you don't even got to pay women to talk. They just talk. Does it really cost $600 million to get women to talk about things that men have done to them? Do you really think it costs $600 million for women to talk about that? You could have literally dropped, you know, those videos, those music videos where they got like the microphone just hanging suspended in midair, and there's like a guy standing in the middle of a highway rapping. You could just put a microphone in the air. Just have a microphone suspended from the heavens, and women will get up on there and complain and tell you what's wrong.
However, since Ellis took over in late 2020, the department's kind of shifted and it's taken a much more political tone. And just recently, just less than 2 weeks ago, Ellis was placed on paid suspension because they found, we should say that investigators within the city found that there was this lavish conference, cost more than $600,000, a one-day event that included massages, a fashion show, hotel stays for staff inside San Francisco for a one-day event for 3 days.
Wow.
There was a lot of weird spending on that as well.
That was a great day in San Francisco for Black women.
We are absolutely winning right now. Absolutely. We have done more than change the conversation. We changed the balance of power in the federal government.
That was a hell of a day in San Francisco. They had a spa day. They had massages. I heard Vidal Sassoon himself showed up.
We need our weave. I don't wear it, but we need it.
Is that even still a thing? I remember that like weird shampoo name from a long time ago. Is he even still a guy?
Well as some dubious contracts with people that are political allies and, as she calls them, dear friends. And so we've been trying to uncover how the spending's working and why this might not be a good use of taxpayer money.
Right. And while this is going on, right, it's not just her who's being investigated. Isn't the agency also now kind of in trouble for possibly violating laws because of something she ordered?
Yeah, so basically the entire agency is under inspection right now by the city attorney's office, the controller's office. There's no stone that's going to be left unturned because basically all of the contracts seem to be missing documentation. And I say all of them, I say all of the significant contracts with.
You mean she bad at math too? She's bad at paperwork? No, that's unbelievable. That is hard to believe that she is bad at the math. She can't keep track of the math. Come on, a Black woman? No.
Black women are the highest educated group of women. They're the most enrolled in college per capita. But none of them can tell you what per capita means. They don't quite understand how that works.
The conference with a retreat to Tahoe that we uncovered, an $85,000 payments to a so-called life coach who was giving training sessions, but there seems to be very little documentation of these trainings. There was
Look
a
at that
glamour photo shoot.
Hold on. You see that face scrolling by in the background? That is not the woman who hosted the conference. That is another woman who is invited to speak at the conference as a life coach. Kimberly Ellis with the girl boss haircut. life coach. Probably paid her $100,000 alone.
To be very little documentation of these trainings. There was a glamour photo shoot over at the Palace of Fine Arts that's been reported on. And we also have uncovered some other details around the conference of some missing money, around $30K.
And I think we're looking at video from her own website, right? She's got a consulting company, and didn't the consulting company get paid too?
Yeah, Kimberly Ellis was a progressive political rising star in California Democratic politics. She actually almost became the state party chair. She lost in a very close race, actually refused to concede defeat. And so since that time, she's been kind of cultivating her image as this power broker. She definitely leans into this idea of being all powerful. And when we talk to staff, we talked to almost a dozen former employees of the department, which has had significant turnover. And these people say that Ellis was leading by a culture of surveillance, fear, bullying, and intimidation to potentially keep people from seeing the way that she was using.
Hold up, fear, bullying, and intimidation. A culture of fear, bullying, and intimidation. I can't believe you would accuse a Black woman of something like that. That's amazing.
I have Black mother privilege. And I'm going to start breaking that down for y'all.
Can't believe she would act like that.
Using city money.
Yeah, city money. I assume they get some grants as well, right? I mean, there's a lot of money there. But so what is the upshot now? Has she responded to you? Have other city officials? And what is the consequence of all this?
Yeah, Ellis she made a statement saying the allegations against her are baseless. Actually, there's not really been proper allegations from the city. It's actually the reporters who are going out there and finding these abuses. In this latest report we had, she gave a contract to a company that paid her as a consultant before coming to the city, but it appears that she may have given them $30,000 for an unknown purpose on top of the contract they had. So right now she's on paid suspension, and there's a good chance that this is going to lead to potential reforms or even criminal charges if they're finding that this misuse and abuse of taxpayer money was actually intentional with malicious purposes.
Wow.
No, you can't put a Black woman in jail. It sounds like you guys are really trying to put a Black woman in jail. No, she can't go to jail. She just can't. No, we got to pray. Come on, listen. Church and misogyny. Let our heads be bowed. Let our hands, put our hands together. Let our heads be bowed. We got to pray for the strong, independent queen.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the Black woman is God, and
Black woman is God.
I say the Black woman is God.
The Black woman is God because, you know, she was the first.
Let us remember the Black capable, pregnant capable people who are trying to decide about the logic of bringing a child into this world that will be at risk of being killed by state-sanctioned, militarized, and anti-Black policing. You check.
We interrupt this sermon to thank our brother Joey Montana with the 199 super chat. He says, real knuckle reparations. Shout out to my man Joey with the 199 super chat. Appreciate y'all supporting the show. Let's get it.
Give me God, give me wife, give me children, give me this, give me that, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, give me, kill my enemy, give me. Anyone that doesn't want me to succeed, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. Give me this, give me that, kill my enemy, give me that, give me this, give me die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire.
Your label on your clothing, you're probably wearing mixed materials. You cherry pick scriptures. Our country has a history of people resourcing scriptures to oppress others. Because this story has been repeatedly used to discuss pregnant, capable people's abortion rights, then I think it's incumbent upon us this
Are there any pregnant, capable people in the house tonight? Any of you dudes in the house tonight, pregnant, capable? We got any pregnancy capable people in there? How many of you dudes are pregnant, capable?
Morning, friends. To sit with this very complex pericope and pregnant, capable people, because we're talking about reproductive justice this month. Pregnant, capable people all over this country are trying to make the best decisions they can for their one beautiful life.
I'm trying to scour my little mind for memories of pregnant, capable people in the Bible. I think the Lord said, be fruitful and multiply if you're pregnant, capable, something like that, right? It wasn't that like a commandment from the garden? You know, I haven't been to church in a while, so forgive me, I struggle.
Many are trying with little income to make the best decisions they can for their lives and the lives of their loved ones. They're trying with little access to medical care to make the decisions that they can for their well-being. They are trying in the midst of political legalized prescriptions about their bodies to make decisions about whether to have a child that politicians insist on one hand must be born, but on the other hand care little to nothing about once born. This being Black History Month, let us remember the Black capable.
Going to church during Black History Month must be extra horrible. Like, it must be double black. Like, it's Black church and Black History Month. They probably pass around an actual wick from actual slavery days. Like, smell a leather. Just go and pass it around. Just smell a leather. That is the blood of the ancestors you're breathing in. Ha.
Pregnant, capable people who are trying to decide about the logic of bringing a child into this world that will be at risk of being killed by state-sanctioned, militarized, and anti-Black policing.
Oh, you know, I get it. I get it now. You see, that's all right. You see, this is exactly silly. I was slow. I was having, you know, thank you, audience, for struggling with me as I was struggling to understand what was going on here. You see, the white man, you know, you guys heard of the white man. Well, he's a mean fella. Yeah, it's true. The white man is a mean fella.
You teach me all my life that the white man is the devil? Come on, you teach me my whole life that the white man is the devil. Now you tell me it's all right for him to come among us.
You see, this mean old white man, he will racially abuse and terminate, even because the white man is so mean, he will terminate your Black sons for no other reason than just good old-fashioned anti-Blackness. It is an anti-Black termination, right? And then you just lose your Black son and he can't make it into Black girl heaven, and that's not good. So hear me out. I think I'm figuring out the logic, because there's like a religious logic here. If you terminate before he even gets out the womb, then bam, he's guaranteed to make it into Black girl heaven. The white man can't mess up his resume or his reputation. He's automatically entered. That's how it works, right? Because if you let the white man get to him, you never know. He might not make it into Black girl heaven. But if you, as the powerful mama, if you decide to terminate this little ungrateful bastard, well, then he gets into Black girl heaven.
I have Black mother privilege. And I'm going to start breaking that down for y'all. Because there is a privilege for me as a Black mother. I'm not going to have the same relationship. My sons adore me. My sons will put their life on the line in a New York minute over me. My sons will lose everything they have over me. Over me? It ain't happening. My sons will turn on their father over me. Over me? So when you ask me about my black sons, the relationship does not correlate the same to what I'm saying about black men.
Let us remember the reproductive rights decisions that were made by persons like political giant Barbara Lee, who chose to have an abortion. Let us remember, if we can, the history of the unnamed enslaved women who did all they could not to bring a child into this world as a slave.
Remember, they did all they could not to bring the child in, because then the white man was gonna get him. And if the white man got to him first, he might not make it into black girl heaven. I figured it out. By Jove, I think I've got it. You didn't even know black girl heaven was a thing. Yeah, that's because you're racist. You only believe in white girl heaven. You guys are awful people.
When I die, I'ma go to Snow Bunny heaven. Snow Bunny heaven.
To this day, right now, Planned Parenthood actually helps the black community just in regards to helping us not be overpopulated. Right? The black community is overpopulated. It is.
There have been 20 million black children aborted since 1973. Do you think that's a good or bad thing?
So the black community is still overpopulated because of our government. It is. Gang relations.
The black community is below replacement rate.
Stop talking so I can finish.
You just said that there are too many black people. How can you say that?
So I didn't say that. And
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Every now and then, I walk into a particular space, and you know it's unexpected, because there are places where you go and you'll never think, oh, there are too many black people. Like, you'll never walk into your neighborhood liquor store and be like, oh, there are too many black people here. I mean, technically there are. That's why I don't usually go there. But, you know, generally there's a vibe, right? Like, you understand where, all right, that's where they are. But then there are places like Wawa's where it's like, you know what? There are too many black people in there. Like, it's a thing. It's a thing. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. You might be racist, but I'm not. I'm a good person.
Gang relations.
The black community is below replacement rate.
Stop talking so I can finish.
You just said that there are too many black people. How can you say that?
So I didn't say that. And don't clip farm either. I didn't say that. Don't clip farm. I didn't say that. Don't clip farm. I didn't say that. Don't clip farm.
You just said.
I didn't say that. Don't clip farm.
No, you didn't.
Don't say that. I didn't say that. As a black person, I didn't say that. So don't misinterpret what I said.
You said Planned Parenthood's helping you because the.
Wait, let's rewind that. Did she or did she not say that?
It's overpopulated. It is.
It's overpopulated?
There have been 20.
To this day, right now, Planned Parenthood actually helps the black community just in regards to helping us not be overpopulated. Right? The black community is overpopulated. It is.
What does overpopulated mean? Like, when I'm in a Wawa's in a random place in a small town somewhere, and there's like more than 3, does that count as overpopulated? Because I mean, that's the only thing I can really relate it to. Because I've maybe that's just me. I've had that feeling, and I won't deny having a feeling. Because, you know, they say feelings are never wrong, right? And I'm wondering, is that what that means? Is it overpopulated? Like, when you're in, like, you know, middle of nowhere America, and you walk into a Wawa's or just any small little corner store, gas station type establishment, and there's just way too many. It's like, wait a minute, there's 5 of you. Something's going on here. Is that what that means? Saint Valoy with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, what's good, hood? Here's my Metro card money. You know what? I'm going to hold on to that because I might need to buy me a Metro card tomorrow. I think I'm going to take the train into the city. Say a prayer for me, guys. I'm going to leave the car.
There have been 20 million black children aborted since 1973. Do you think that's a good or bad thing?
So the black community is still overpopulated because of our government. It is. gang relations.
The black community
Stop talking so I
is
can finish.
below
Stop talking so I can
replacement
finish.
rate.
Stop talking so I can finish.
You just said that there are too many black people. How can you say that?
So I didn't say that. And don't clip
That
on me either.
killing
I didn't
black
say that. Don't
people
clip
is
on.
not the
I didn't
answer
say
to
that. Don't
poverty.
clip on. I didn't say that. Don't clip on.
You just said.
I didn't say that. Don't clip on.
No, you didn't.
Don't say that. I didn't say that. As a black person, I didn't say that. So don't misinterpret what I said.
You said Planned Parenthood's helping you because the black population is too overpopulated.
Is that what I said?
That is
Play the clip
eugenic
back.
statement, ma'am.
Is that what you believe? Is that what you believe I said? Is that what y'all
That's
believe
what
I
you
said?
just said.
Is that what I said?
What is a 607 aunt, Webster? I don't know what that means. Hook a brother up here. What is 607, bro? Is this some new kind of SYSBM lingo I haven't picked up on? Is this a passport bro slur that you guys created on an airplane one night in first class? Like, what is a 607, man? I'm behind the curve here. I don't know what you mean.
Is that what I said?
Did you?
Is that what I
yes
said?
or no? Did you
Is that what I
say
said?
the black population is too overpopulated?
The black community is overpopulated. Yes, it is.
Statistically,
like your narrative.
African Americans are below.
No, no. It's a dude named 607 Unc from St. Louis, and she looks like dude. Oh, God.
Replacement rates.
Let me say, hold on.
There are more abortions happening than live births. I just tried to bring in science.
You need to understand. No, you need to understand something, right?
They don't care about black babies. Don't care.
And they in a city, I know this has been statistically documented in New York City. You really have a 50-50 chance of surviving pregnancy as a fetus if you are born into a black mom's womb, right? And in New York City, if you're a black fetus, you got a 50-50 shot of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, bro. They just might clip you in total darkness. You just never ever get to see light. I don't think anybody ever really considered that part of the whole process, right? Like, you literally denied him a moment, not even an instant of light. Like, maybe if they shine like a flashlight directly onto the belly, maybe he could kind of make out a weird change, but you denied him a chance of sunlight. That's crazy.
How would you know that, ma'am?
Pro-abortion is by in itself theoretically against the black community. Point blank period.
Pro-life?
Point blank period.
No.
Point blank period.
How many pregnancy centers does the pro-life movement operate?
I don't know. I don't give a fuck.
More than 2,500. How many maternity homes does the pro-life movement operate?
How many kids are on the foster care system?
More than
How many kids are
400.
still being ruined by bad parents, by the fact that a Republican Party can...
Bad parents? Which bad? Who do you mean? What do you mean bad parents? There are no such things. No bad parents in the black community. Can't believe she would say something like that. What do you mean bad parents?
I have black mother privilege.
So bad parents in the black community? She tripping.
And not consistently take care of them. How many of these kids are consistently still not being taken care of? Yes, you mean to tell me? Yes, you mean to tell me that I should continue?
Give me back my money.
Yes, you mean to tell me that I should continuously keep on?
You are a eugenicist, ma'am, against your own race, and that is horrific. You are a eugenicist. You are a eugenicist, and that is horrific to hear you say that.
Amazing things are happening in America's racial conversation lately. And I obviously, I'm kind of building a case here, like these. Y'all girls been tripping lately, and I don't know what's really gotten into y'all. You need to slow down, though.
What are you running away for? What was that about?
White people are inferior.
White people are inferior.
I did that because I wanted to call the police. You
throw food at my girlfriend who's white because white people are inferior.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say to you. Call the police, it's fine. Are you gonna keep following me?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep following you.
What are you gonna
We'll
do?
find out where you work.
No, you're not gonna find me.
Yeah, we'll. You're gonna go viral.
I don't want to be in handcuffs.
Yeah, what's up? You should have kicked off there.
She doesn't want to be in handcuffs. Like at that point, it is your duty. You are obliged to let this woman go. She said she doesn't want to be in handcuffs. I don't understand what's happening here.
Are you going to keep following
Yeah,
me?
yeah, I'm gonna keep following you.
What are you going to
We'll
do?
find out where you work.
No, you're not going to find
Yeah, 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 we'll. It's gonna go viral.
I don't want to be in handcuffs.
Yeah, well, stop. You should have kicked off there. You told you to sign when you want. What are you running away for? What was that about?
Say they're like, oh no, I don't mind diversity. I want diversity because they can do math. If you're under the age of 20 right now, your generational group, the Gen Alpha group, are already majority non-white. So it's fait accompli. In 2045, the United States will be a country that no longer has a white minority, a white majority. We are essentially a Latin American country.
Do you guys actually want to live in the American version of Brazil? And I think becoming Brazil is a hopeful projection. Like Brazil has all kind of crazy problems. Don't get me wrong, but generally speaking, people kind of talk about Brazil as a travel destination, and that is almost entirely on the backs or the booties of Brazilian women. You know, shout out to Brazilian women keeping the reputation of Brazil going strong for like 4 decades in a row. I can't think of one export other than bundas. But damn it, it's the only thing you need. Bundas grandes. That's the reason why people love Brazil. They overlook everything else because of the bundas. And even then, I don't know if we want to be the American version of Brazil. And again, that's hopeful. We would more likely become South Africa.
Say they're like, oh no, I don't mind diversity. I want diversity because they can do math. If you're under the age of 20 right now, your generational group, the Gen Alpha group, are already majority non-white. So it's fait accompli. In 2045, the United States will be a country that no longer has a white minority, a white majority. We are essentially a Latin American country, and we're going to look more like Latin American countries, which we kind of are, right? We're going to look more like our region where most people will be brown. You
know, it's funny. I don't remember being born into a Latin American country. Put a 1 in the chat, guys, if you're kind of like me. You don't remember being born into a Latin American country. Even some of you guys on the West Coast where the numbers were probably already a little bit skewed, even then, do you remember being born into a Latin American country? That just doesn't, no, it's not the America I remember growing up in. And it is statistically and noticeably true at this point that America is almost a Latin American country, technically, at this point. I gotta, it is what it is. I can't throw a rock without hitting a burrito. And I don't even mean as a slur for a Latin person. I mean an actual fucking burrito. Like, they're just everywhere now.
The majority will not be white. Texas is already there. California is already there. The whole country's going in that direction. They're like, oh no, I don't mind diversity. I want diversity because they can do math. If you're under the age of 20 right now, your generational group, the Gen Alpha group, are already majority non-white. So it's fait accompli. In 2045, the United States will be a country that no longer has a white minority, a white majority. We are essentially a Latin American country, and we're going to look more like Latin American countries, which we kind of are, right?
Now, the question I've been pondering for a long time, and we occasionally come back to this in open conversation here, but is it good for Black Americans, right? Because, I'm Black, and I'm talking to mostly Black people in this audience here. So, white guys, you're on your own. Nobody cares if it's good for you or not. Apparently, you guys got skipped over a while back. Is what it is. I hope you're not hearing this for the first time from me.
We're the whites. Nobody ever cares if bad things happen to us anymore.
But is it good for Black folk to have the country become less white? Are we really winning? Does it feel like you're winning?
You on call right now?
You don't even know that.
You are the doctor on call. Does the nurse on 3 just call me and
Nurse on 3 and you get to have any breakdown of communication? No,
why are you screaming at me?
Because you guys do not care.
Dr. Sadiq, there's a patient that needs to be assessed.
Would you shut up?
Are you
I have never talked to Sanjay Gupta. I have enough of this.
Dr. Sadiq, I have a patient.
Would you just shut up?
Now, this woman on screen recorded this conversation herself. She is a nurse on staff. Apparently, they have a doctor, obviously foreign born. His name is Sadiq. He has an obvious accent there, right? We're supposed to be allies, right? Because we're non-Black togethers. You know, we're both on team POC, right? We're both on team F the white guys, right? Right?
You on call right now?
You don't even know that.
You are the doctor on call. Does the nurse on 3 just call me and
Nurse on 3 and you get to have any breakdown of communication? No,
why are you screaming at me?
Because you guys do not care.
Dr. Sadiq, there's a patient that needs to be assessed.
Would you shut up?
Are you
I have never talked to Sanjay Gupta. I have enough of this.
Dr. Sadiq, I have a patient.
Would you just shut up?
Why are you telling me to shut up? It's
because you
I'm not your child.
Don't you have any sense?
I did not make a decision to admit him. Do you not understand English? I came in at 11 at
Shut up, man. Listen to English.
No, you don't understand English because you're yelling at me about a patient. I don't decide who gets admitted. I came in at 11 at night.
So
this patient was already admitted.
Was Carly the supervisor?
Yes. That patient was already ours. He was sent to the hospital.
Shut up, bitch.
No, you shut up. Don't talk to me like that. I'm not your child. You should quit if you don't want to do your job.
How often does the white man talk to you like that? Black women, you know, the 1 or 2 Black women that listen to this show, how often does the white man talk to you like that? I'm just saying. A lot of times I hear some of these interactions with the non-Americans, and I just think to myself, like, white people would never. White people are way better than that. Oh, they typically don't.
It was already ours. He was sent to the hospital.
Shut up, bitch.
No, you shut up. Don't talk to me like that. I'm not your child. You should quit if you don't want to do your job. So are you telling me you're not going to come and assess this patient? So I can let the director know. No, there's no you guys nothing. Your job is to assess the patient. So go assess the patient.
Who gave you your job?
It doesn't matter. My job is not to be disrespected by you.
You disrespect me.
How? I came up there and asked you because the nurse down there told me you hung up on her.
I will hang up on you too because you guys are.
You shouldn't be a physician. You shouldn't be a physician.
Bullshit.
You don't own this hospital. It's not your decision.
I own the hospital.
It's not your decision.
I own the hospital.
No, you don't own this hospital. Because if you owned anything, you wouldn't be talking to someone the way you're talking to them. That's unprofessional.
What people you are. You don't take a
I have a patient downstairs who needs a doctor, and you're yelling at me about who took him. So you're not going to see the patient.
I'm not going to see him.
Okay. Now, y'all remember when I told y'all all nurses aren't leaders and all doctors are not professional. He screamed at the top of his lungs. He slammed the phone on the nurse on the 3rd floor and he called me a dumb B. Your response was the same. He said,
and shout out to Big Time. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Shout out to Big Time with the $5 super chat. In some ways, I want China or Qatar to take over the U.S., at least when we become slaves again. the blacks would have something real to complain about. You don't want to be a Chinese slave, I promise you. Antebellum American slavery was the best slavery that ever happened on the face of the earth. You have no idea.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Yeah, the Arabs too. Yeah, no. There's a reason why dark-skinned Arabs aren't a thing. Blacks go in, they never come out.
Well, we know, and we have someone replacing him, and in 2 weeks he's going to take over for him. So I got to put up with this dude every night for 2 weeks, no matter what the abuse is, no matter how high the level of abuse rises. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, that little voice in your head or on your shoulder that be talking, it's a real thing. Listen to it. When he was yelling at me and he was going, shut up, something like triggered me to go, wait a minute, you need proof. Because I already told them he's crazy. Nothing happened. Nurses have quit because of him. He curses out every nurse that calls him. I'm about to record it, and I didn't do it sneaky. I pulled it out right in his face and turned on audio only for my protection, which is what I explained to the director when I let her hear the recording, because clearly nothing is happening, and hospitals are known to side with physicians over nurses. We know that. You know, and what I know, when I left that day, which it was, Sunday morning, I posted the video. I didn't get a call from anybody at the facility. I had to go back to work that night and deal with the same type of energy, because he's always the on-call doctor. At night, nothing happened. Fast forward to here it is, Monday. Now the video is viral. It's trending. Now I get some type of feedback from the facility, which is, of course, we're going to terminate your contract. I have heard from people internally who work there who reached out to me separately to tell me this guy should have been fired. It told me he is not fired. Go figure, right? However, I'm gonna keep it funky 1000 with y'all. I really don't care. Work anywhere. I know my worth. Knew what I was doing when I decided to do it. Also, went as far as to read the social media policy, which does not state you can't post, as you shouldn't post anything regarding their policies and procedures and their secrets. It says that you shouldn't post negative, harassing, defaming, false things. Everything that I posted is factual. And again, I don't care, because I knew I wouldn't be protected against a physician at a hospital where I work agency, which is the exact reason why I did it. I have reached out to my lawyer. Guy is being reported to every board there is. He will be going out not in style, okay? He will be going out without a license. And I will be doing everything in my power to now hold the hospital accountable.
You're going to miss working with the white people. I promise you, you're going to really miss working with the white people. You know what they say? You don't know what you got till it's gone.
Each community on earth. If you take that away and try to distill us just down to white folks, we'll be like Europe, an aging, slowly dying former empire. The Roman Empire didn't survive because it didn't have enough strength in its diversity. It suppressed its diversity.
Have you guys thought about ancient Rome yet today? Well, just in case you haven't, you're welcome.
Each community on earth. If you take that away and try to distill us just down to white folks, we'll be like Europe, an aging, slowly dying former empire. The Roman Empire didn't survive because it didn't have enough strength in its diversity. It suppressed its diversity and it died.
Diversity literally invaded the Roman Empire. Now, the irony about the Roman Empire for its day was probably actually pretty diverse from a racial phenotype standpoint. Just because the Romans conquered such a wide area of territory, you had a couple of Asians probably wandering through Rome every so often, some Jeets, a couple of dark-skinned blacks, a couple of Nords. Rome for its day was probably really, really diverse. and then they got invaded by like the Germans and the Visigoths and whatnot, and it just got kind of white after that.
The U.S. wants to be the Roman Empire. Keep voting the way you're voting, y'all. Keep voting for people like each community on earth. If you take that away and try to distill us just down to white folks, we'll be like Europe, an aging.
You know, part of me kind of wants a subscription to wherever Joy Reid is doing her podcast from. Or maybe she only does guest appearances. I don't know. But I want the full dialogue here. I feel like I'm missing all kinds of gems. There's like a diamond mine right under my feet. I can feel it as I walk over the surface here. And I want to know exactly where I should be digging, you know? St. Nick's with the 5 ball. He says, what? No sicken your brother, cousin, or orbiter simp on him? The way you work, the way you would against your baby daddy. He was talking about the nurse earlier. Listen, man. That only works when you're dealing with regular Americans. He's a doctor and he's an immigrant. He got all kind of protections. She got to fight him strategically. She got to use all kind of strategery. It's different. Black women don't need the same level of strategery when they fight black men, bro. It's just it is what it is, man. Don't be bitter. Let's not be bitter. It is what it is. The game is the game, bro.
We are absolutely winning right now. Absolutely. We have done more than change the conversation. We changed the balance of power in the federal government.
Each community on earth. If you take that away and try to distill us just down to white folks, we'll be like Europe.
Now, Europe right now is also drowning in illegal immigration. I don't want to be like Europe on either count. You know, I don't want to be Europe at its best, and I don't want to be Europe right now either. That being said, though, she clearly knows nothing. She has zero facts about anything relevant. This is crazy. And you know, so much of Black intellectual thought capacity is really taken up by ridiculous, obscure racial theories that we'll never get to the moon. And I'm not even like putting the bar at like exploring deep space like the Enterprise and Captain Picard. Like, I know that's not happening, but like we'll never even get, you know, out of the orbit, because all of the black minds that could be working on interstellar theories and space travel and whatnot, figuring out how to make spacesuits actually look kind of fly, they're all studying ancient African racism and quantum white supremacy. We are never going to the moon. Never, ever, ever going to the moon. And what's worse is Black Americans, if you think about how backward of a move this actually kind of is, just think about this for a minute, right? You got Elon Musk, right? He's kind of like the Tony Stark of white people at this point. You know, he's got all the tech, all the money. He wants to go to the moon. He wants for the human species to become interstellar. And he's mostly talking about the white people, honestly. Probably some Chinese and Japanese too, you know. But black folk, we're not going to get to the moon. We're just not. We don't. We want to go back to Africa, and the white man wants to explore the infinite unknown. And even back in Africa, they are learning to miss the white man now that he's gone.
Love them or hated them, the Afrikaners. But they gave us the country that was functional. Amabhunu sathatha izwe lisebenza, a functional state. In as much as the Nationalist Party was cruel to humanity, but they left us with a functioning state.
So yeah, the white man, he might have been cruel, allegedly, but he left us a functioning state. The brutality of it all.
Love them or hate them, the Afrikaners. But they gave us the country that was functional. Amabhunu sathatha izwe lisebenza, a functional state. In as much as the Nationalist Party was cruel to humanity, but they left us with a functioning state. Yes, where is the railway today?
You really can't appreciate it until it's gone, but it's almost a municipal miracle that the trains run on time and the garbage gets picked up quickly and efficiently. You almost don't even notice there was ever garbage to be picked up. Like, it really is a small miracle when you consider like what is possible, what could be. When you think about what has been and what is now.
But they left us with a functioning state. Yes, where is the railway today? Where is the SAA today? Where is the healthcare system today? Even though during the apartheid, there was a board says white only and blacks only. But whenever you enter that door, which is written black, you'll get a service, you will get, you will get all the medication that you want. Today, there's no white or black, but there's no service. Because
that's wicked.
Medication that you want. Today, there's no white or black, but there's no service. No white or black, but there's no service. Today, there's no white or black, but there's no service.
And this is the America that people like Joy Reid gladly want us to slide into, right? There's no white or black, but there's no service. We all die together. Unless you are rich, unless you are a powerful white man, unless you have the white man's money, we must all die together. The black, the white, we die together. Working on a South African accent. Just in case I got to get low.
Get the service, you will get, you will get all the medication that you want. Today, there's no white or black, but there's no service. Because when they left Egypt, which was the Nationalist Party government, they took no gold, they took no silver, they only took the political position in their hands.
Can we even go back to Africa? All right, so Elon Musk, you know, the white man, they want to colonize Mars. They want to go off into outer space. Black folk want to go back to Africa, right? Like, I think it's stupid, but whatever. That's what niggas want to do. So let's just check it out. Let's just see what maybe niggas not as dumb as I think it is, but whatever. All right, but if you go back to Africa, even the Africans are low-key trying to get back next to the white man in Africa.
Orania. An Orania, piece of land in the Northern Cape. They want to create it as some land that is independent. Actually, if I would be a president for more than 3 hours, I would declare that people must go and build in Orania. Black people must go and build there.
Now, if you don't know, Orania is a a white enclave. It's basically a large tract of private property that has been converted into a functioning little town. It's literally like a gated community for the last of white South Africa. And it's the only part of South Africa that looks like classical old school South Africa. Before there was before they ended apartheid, before there was all that revolutionary stuff going on in South Africa, South Africa was basically the flagship country of the continent. South Africa at one point was so strong, they had a powerful navy and nuclear capabilities. And they gave all that up because, you know, nobody's going to trust the Africans with nukes. That's out of the question. We'll let you have your country, but we won't let you have nukes. That's just stupid. We might be dumb, but we're not stupid.
And we mix them. They appreciate that hatred can never survive peace. It is peace that built a nation. But I can't. If I was, I would say, go and build in Orania. Others go over to America and ask for the Makulu bus who Trump to punish us, but they stay here. Now, Orania. And Orania.
Always after the white man's stuff. Africans know, though. We did a lot of content on this channel covering the revolutionary or post-colonial period in Africa. You know, we had to put that on Rumble because it was dark and it was ugly and there was a lot of bad stuff happening. And a lot of the people on the continent, like even that one guy, I forget his name. I did some work. I mean, I covered his channel. What was that one African guy's name? He was talking to those two students about how Africa doesn't have a culture of maintenance and self-repair. So all of the infrastructure left behind by the colonizers, they just let it go to waste. Even now in most of Africa, if you build something, you have to hire foreigners to build it. And once the foreigners leave, it'll quickly fall into disrepair most of the time. There is something that needs to be addressed, and people are hesitant to address it. But there are plenty of people who understand from personal experience. Just they understand it granularly that this is not right.
You know, I was looking at the statistics, the latest statistics. They say if the statistics are a true reflection, the number of white people since 1994 is getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Ooh, an African that can do math. Shout out to Joey Montana with the 199. He says, do you prefer Rumble rants or super chats? I am partial to neither. I'm not gonna pick a favorite because doesn't really matter. But you also put a Rumble rant, and I think you were just maybe trying to get my attention because sometimes I do forget to keep my eye on the Rumble chat. And Joey Montana with the $2 Rumble rant says, I'm Dominican and I love my motherland, but I'll be damned if I let these strags turn America into DR. MAGA! Exclamation mark. Yeah, yes. I'm with you on that 1,000%. And it's weird, maybe sometimes a needle to be thread, because being on the right, and even to be like right wing, it doesn't mean I have like a seething hatred of everyone non-American or non-white even, right? That's stupid. But there is a principle that must be protected. There is a core essence and an identity I think that should be protected. And to that extent, you know, we've always had a sort of open door as a country. We just haven't had a wide open, you know, anybody can do whatever they want policy. But You know, we've had this door open enough. It's not that America's been a shut off type of place, but what's been going on lately is just suicidal. But shout out to Joey Montana with the Rumble rants and the super chats. Hit that like button, guys. We are just getting into the heart of the conversation tonight. Like, share, and subscribe, and please support the show. Thank you so much for the Rumble rants and the super chats.
I need that money.
And I can tell you, and I know most people saying, hey, you love white people. Forget that. But I can tell you, in all the African countries where the number of white people has dwindled, or white people have left that country in numbers, that country becomes a shithole country. And you check even here in South Africa.
Not a shit. No, come on. Can't believe you would say that. No, come on. And this is coming from a real African from Africa.
And I said it from the start. This is advanced darkness. This is heart of darkness. This is the jungle drum. This is the fertility goddess of chaos. They're literally going to eat your balls. They're going to cut your fucking nuts off and eat them.
Whoa, what? They're gonna what?
Majority of development was built when white people were in power, the suburbs, the things that we have destroyed, things that we inherited, SOEs, suburbs. You go to Rivonia, it's dying. Sentin is a dying suburb. We chase white people, their schools. And I was also disgusted the other time. I saw in the Afrikaner monument in Pretoria. Darkies going there, forcing their way. Why are Darkies not building their monument? The Dingan's Day monument, somewhere in KZN. Why do we have to impose ourselves onto white? All the time we are chasing. I mean, you check Japan. After the H-bomb, it was destroyed. Nagasaki, Hiroshima. You know, they never marched. They never sang. They never doi. They just said to themselves, never again.
You know what? I meant to call this out, but I was remiss. I forgot to do this. But a couple of days ago, Marshall with the $20 Venmo donation. I've been meaning to thank you for that so much. But shout out to my man Marshall. Be like Marshall, dog. Be like Marshall, y'all. Smash that super chat button for me.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
And they started working. They never handed petitions. And I know when I talk like this, somebody will tell me about Timbuktu, that black people discovered mathematics, numbers, about Salamanca University in Spain, you know, about Alexander, the black popes. I know that. I've read that long time ago, before there was internet, when we were still using my encyclopedia. Was it encyclopedia? I was a knowledge gangster, you know.
He was a knowledge gangster. He read about all the black civilizations. He knew about the greatness. He knew about the Kangs.
Wait, what? Great. Now, what's our motto? We was Kangs. We was Kangs!
Like Dr. Khalid Muhammad, we used to read those days, read books. So people now, they want to tell me that, you know, the dark ages, I'm talking the last 700 years, the last 60 years, rather, the last 20 years, the last 30 years, darkies are losing. We are losing. We are forever chasing. But I can tell you, white people are living in South Africa, especially the youth. They're going to Cape Town. You chase them. Cape Town, even people who chase them in their own countries, go Nigeria, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, they are following them now. And white people are going to Australia. We're chasing them. New Zealand, Canada. The Nigerians are following them. In Belgium, Italy. Check what's happening in Italy. The so-called fake refugees, because we lack the sense of pride. And then you're going to come and say, I Khumalo hates black people. No. Sometimes we need to look inwards as people. We're voting for the very same people who are stealing our future. We celebrate them like celebrities. Abombalola, Cyril Ramaphosa. They walk freely in Soweto, like Jesus walking in Jerusalem. They walk like celebrities. And I know Mangiti, they are walking freely. Somebody will misinterpret my statement. They walk freely. Or maybe, what's the term? Like celebrities, rather. They're not worried. They're not bothered, Yeah, it is amazing. But it's a sad reality. All these countries, for the last 60 years, they're blaming the CIA or DRC, built nothing, raping one another, killing one another, and you blame people in Washington. Look at Korea, South Korea. Even North Korea is better than us. In the 60s, we were ahead of China. 70s, but look at China now. In the 80s, we had par with Australia, developing country. We took over. We don't have trains today. We destroyed the trains.
Destroyed the trains. This just feels like depressing almost. They destroyed the trains. Why would you destroy the train?
The black popes, I know that. I've read that long time ago, before there was internet, when we were still using my encyclopedia. Was it encyclopedia? I was a knowledge gangster, like Dr. Khalid Muhammad. We used to read those days, read books. So people now want to tell me that, the dark ages, I'm talking the last 700 years, the last 60 years, rather. The last 20 years, the last 30 years, darkies are losing. We are losing. We are forever chasing. But I can tell you, white people are living in South Africa, especially the youth. They're going to Cape Town. You chase them. Cape Town. Even people who chase them in their own countries, go Nigeria, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, they are following them now. And white people are going to Australia. We're chasing them. New Zealand, Canada. The Nigerians are following them. In Belgium, Italy. Check what's happening in Italy. The so-called fake refugees, because we lack the sense of pride. And then you're going to come and say, I Khumalo hates black people. No. Sometimes we need to look inwards as people. We're voting for the very same people who are stealing our future. We celebrate them like celebrities. Abombalola, Cyril Ramaphosa. They walk freely in Soweto, like Jesus walking in Jerusalem. They walk like celebrities. And I know Mangiti, they are walking freely. Somebody will misinterpret my statement. They walk freely. Or maybe, what's the term? Like celebrities, rather. They're not worried. They're not bothered, Yeah, it is amazing. But it's a sad reality. All these countries, for the last 60 years, they're blaming the CIA or DRC, built nothing, raping one another, killing one another, and you blame people in Washington. Look at Korea, South Korea. Even North Korea is better than us. In the 60s, we were ahead of China. 70s, but look at China now. In the 80s, we had par with Australia, developing country. We took over. We don't have trains today. We destroyed the trains. We destroyed the hospitals. Destroyed road infrastructure, drainage system, bridges are falling. We haven't progressed, but I can tell you, which is sad, whenever white people leave an African country, that country becomes a shithole. You can check, even go Haiti, even go Harlem, they leave the city, it becomes a ghetto. And what does it say about us? What's that saying about us? We need to be honest, and look inward. All the suburbs that were built during apartheid. We're chasing them. Parliament, union buildings, hospitals, stadiums. Yeah, it is sad. And some of us, we even want to look white. We've stolen the Michael Jackson formula. They're applying to ourselves. And you're going to tell me, Witty, I'm full of self-hate. Self-hate is a black person who doesn't want to identify as black, who wants to change everything about himself or herself. The accent, the skin complexion, the hair. But anyway, let me tell. Yeah.
Let the power go back to the white people. We as black people, we just have to accept that we failed dismally. For 28 years, we were given chance to prove ourselves and we failed dismally. This thing of voting one black person after the other, it won't help us with anything. Let power go back to white people. When white people were governing this country, irrespective of whatever that they were doing, but our parents were working. Kids used to get bursaries to go to universities. Town used to be clean. There was job everywhere. You apply, you get a job. Even if you didn't have qualifications, you could work in hotels, you could work wherever. You could work even in the farms. There were farms where people could work. Black people are a dismal failure. They can't govern. Let the power go back to white people. Let us just swallow our pride and give these white people power back so that the country can go back to normal. We have to accept that. We just have to take this power back to the white people. We are tired. South Africa is a mess. Everywhere you go, it's a mess. We are tired. We accept we failed. Black people cannot rule. Black people cannot govern. White people should take over this country so that this country can have dignity back. All these things that are happening in our country, they will never happen again. This problem of foreigners, this problem of crime, it won't be there anymore. White people, they don't play. They don't play, they rule, they govern. The police, white police, they don't play with criminals. Let the power go back to the white people. We as black people, we just have to accept that we failed dismally.
But y'all, I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America before I sit here in Africa and deal with the robbery, the fraud, the scams, the too expensive, the not having no snacks, the not having no food, the electricity, the hot water, the what's that called that be coming down? The animals and scorpions outside the house. It's big ass spiders. It's big ass lizards, colorful lizards you ain't never seen before. All in the room with you, sleeping with you. All the people trying to scam you when you go outside, thinking you rich, so they trying to get more money off of you. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. Please comment down below, because for me, I'm ready to go. And I always used to say, if it's up to me, it will be. And I'm going to go out to Africa and make it happen. No, I don't want to. I want to take my businesses back to America. I want to open up shop back in America, open up my dentist office, and all the stuff that I was going to do out here in America. Steady electricity. And the only time our electricity get cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And we got it so good now, we got prepaid electricity. So if we forget to pay the bill, we put some money on that prepaid thing and it comes right back on in 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. This right here didn't come on for 14 hours yesterday. I can't deal. I love the people. Don't get me wrong. When I'm outside, I'm having fun. I love the people. But when I come back to reality, when you come back home, home is where the heart is, right? When you come back home, you're supposed to feel comfortable. You're supposed to be happy. I'm not happy. To live in a house where you look outside and all you see is turkeys and ducks and chickens and sheep and old malnourished cows.
Can we really go back to Africa? You know, I did all that to bring us to this point. Can we really go back to Africa? You know, after all this time, all these years of white supremacy and slavery and Jim Crow and you know, whistling at white girls in the elevator and whatnot, can we really be Africans anymore? I don't think we can ever truly be African again. It's like turning your poodle back into a wolf or something, right? Like evolution doesn't go, well, it's not meant to go in reverse, right? You're not really meant to go backward on the timeline. And this unfortunate big back here, she went backward on the timeline. And let's go back over this and point out some subtle details of her big backwardness.
But y'all, I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America.
Now, one, even if we grant you the argument that America is quote unquote racist, American racism pales in comparison to Africa's lack of development and their lack of modern social grace, right? Let's just put it delicately and politely. And not for nothing, but you're not an African when you get over there. You're an American. So you're basically a fat white woman. You're just a dark-skinned white woman to these people.
But y'all, I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America before I sit here in Africa and deal with the robbery, the fraud.
So bribery and fraud. You got racism, you know, theoretically, the white man maybe doesn't like you. But over there, it's a fact of life that you have to deal with bribery and fraud.
The
scams, okay, because, you know, you're a stupid American. You wouldn't know anything anyway.
The too expensive. The not having no snacks.
What do you mean they don't have no snacks in Africa? They don't have no snacks in Africa, bro. An entire continent, they don't have snacks. I can't believe this is true. They don't have snacks. How do you don't have no snacks, bro? And how your big back self gonna move all the way to an entirely different continent, and you didn't do snack recon? You didn't spend not one day on snack recon. You didn't scout out the little Debbie's. You ain't check out whether or not you can get a hot honey bun at 2 o'clock in the morning. Can't even get you no Dunkin' Donuts at 24 hours. There's no 24-hour Dunkin' Donuts. I don't think the entire continent of Africa has a 24-hour Dunkin' Donuts. Can't get you no snacks. You better roll some monkey nuts and some sugar. Talk about she want a snack. You know what they eat for snacks in Africa? They eat fruit, dried fruit. You lucky if it's still fresh and juicy. You get dried fruit. That's why the majority of that part of the world, you know what they like to eat? Dates. Dates. It's like a giant bitter grape. Not even a grape. I'm sorry, a raisin. A date is like a giant bitter, not even bitter. It's just a less sweet raisin. Because, you know, America, you know, we perfected the art of snackery over in America. I think we literally invented the modern snack industry in America. And a person that's born accustomed to the American snack palate, you're not going to want to eat a bowl of dates. It's like, who wants to eat a date? And look. No disrespect to the giant part of the world that just eats dates because they've been doing it for 1,000 years. But if I put a box of Lucky Charms next to a bowl of dates, you and half of your family would kill me. I'm just telling you. Listen, you have no idea the power of a bowl of Lucky Charms, bro. And you're gonna put your dates next to a bowl of Lucky Charms and a whole milk and Lucky Charms next to a bowl of dates. I'm gonna lose a finger, a hand, something. There's no way in hell. I guarantee you. Once you just take one spoonful of Lucky Charms, you're gonna look at the dates with scorn and hatred. You're gonna swear that you've been forced to eat dates your whole life out of some kind of white supremacy conspiracy that made you eat dates. You were denied your right to access to Lucky Charms. That's really what's happening. You've been denied your right to access to like things like honeycombs and sugar smacks and all that. A bowl of dates. No, in the entire continent of Africa, you can't get a bowl of Lucky Charms without paying like 3 drug runners and a ship's captain. Like, you got to order it directly. You got to make sure it gets there. But in the meantime, we got this lovely bowl of dates. There are no snacks in Africa, bro. Her fat ass went all the way to Africa. You should have brought you some cereal with you.
Robbery, the boy, fraud, the boy scams, the boy too expensive, the boy not having no snacks, the boy not having no food, the boy electricity, the boy hot water, the boy, what's the called that be coming down? The boy animals and scorpions outside the house. It's big ass.
Got scorpions outside the house, y'all. Scorpions, big giant scorpions. Shout out to the Midwest Request with the $2 super chat. He says, I don't think I can hang in Mexico. Hey, listen, Montezuma's revenge is a thing, right? We are all too American for most of the rest of the world. Our American palate, we can only kind of somewhat tolerate European food. And then, because, you know, most of Western Europe has like decent health food rules or whatever. Some of the, you know, we're kind of following them, getting our dyes and whatnot out of the recipes. But yeah, we're too American for most of the world. We can maybe do like Japan and parts of China and parts of Asia. But it's crazy that Mexico is right next to us and we can't drink their water. You know, Trump was flirting around with invading Canada. I don't know. I'd rather not. I don't want to invade and make Mexico a 51st state. We should make Mexico Puerto Rico so we can fix the water. But shout out to the Midwest request, the $2 super chat. Hit that like button, guys.
Spiders, it's big ass lizards, colorful lizards you ain't never seen before, all in the room with you, sleeping with you, all the.
What do? You sleep with your windows open? How do you have lizards just crawling all through the window? Or maybe I don't know nothing. Maybe the African lizards can turn doorknobs and stuff. How'd you let lizards in there? But you'd be surprised though, honestly. I remember like when I was really, really young, we actually used to live in Hawaii for a little while. And them little geckos, they get all over places, man. Geckos used to get all, yeah. But geckos were like little teeny tiny cute lizards. Not like African terror beast lizards, no.
People trying to scam you when you go outside thinking you rich, so they trying to get more money off of you. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. Please comment down below, because for me, I'm ready to go.
Now notice you got the big back doing all the talking, and who do we hear in the background? Couch Pookie. He done followed his big back baby all the way to Africa.
And I always used to say, if it's up to me, it will be. And I'm going to go out to Africa and make it happen. No, I don't want to. I want to take my businesses back to America. I want to open up shop back in America, open up my dentist office and all the stuff that I was going to do out here in America. Steady electricity. And the only time our electricity.
Now, she was going to open up businesses in Africa. Now, you know, this woman, you look like one of my cousins, really. You look a lot like one of my cousins in the face. And she wasn't all that business savvy. I'm just saying, you don't really have the look that inspires business confidence. You feel me? Like there some people, they just look like they are in the world of money and finance, like they do things. There are people who look like they do things. You are not of the do things physiognomy. You don't have a get shit done body type, is all I'm trying to tell you. Your body build doesn't tell me that you get things done. Honey Barbecue Wings said you should have opened a snack shop. You should have had the first African snack shop. But your body type, you couldn't do that either because you'd have ate all the snacks.
You cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And we got it so good now, we got prepaid electricity. So if we forget to pay the bill, we put some money on that prepaid thing and it comes right back on in 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. This right here didn't come on for 14 hours yesterday.
Africa got her crying, big back tears. Look at her wiping the grease out her eye.
So if we forget to pay the bill, we put some money on that prepaid thing and it comes right back on in 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. This right here didn't come on for 14 hours yesterday. I can't deal. I love the people. Don't get me wrong. When I'm outside, I'm having fun. I love the people. But when I come back to...
How is it that you love the people, but you hate the country? Who makes up the country? How can you love the people and hate the country, but the people are the reason why the country sucks, right? Like who else can we blame for the country being so awful? We blame it on the rain? You don't blame it on the white man? How do you love the people but hate the country? The people are the country. There is no magic dirt. It's the people who are not magical. That's what's the problem. They need magic. They don't have any magic. The white man got all the magic.
The reality, when you come back home, home is where the heart is, right? When you come back home, you're supposed to feel comfortable. You're supposed to be happy. I'm not happy. To live in a house where you look outside and all you see is turkeys and ducks and chickens and sheep and old malnourished cows.
Wait, there's more.
Because I was basically telling everybody what they will experience when they come to the motherland. So for the people who need to study or research, or for the people who looking to find some people abroad that they need to ask questions and talk to about what they need to do when they get here, we basically telling them, and we keeping it raw and unfiltered, uncut. So you have everybody talking about, oh, the motherland is beautiful. It is a beautiful place, but you gotta know reality when you get here. Reality has to set in. So I'm basically telling them, look, when you come here, don't think it's gonna be a parade for you, because it's not. Don't think that it's going to be snacks and it's going to be the same thing in America, because it's not. That electricity that you used to being on all day, it's not going to be none of that. I already knew that the electricity gets cut off all the time. I see the Bag family. I seen our Kathy. I seen all of them experiencing electrical outages. I already had set forth and looked up some places where when I get here, I can buy solar panels for my house, because I knew the electricity wasn't going to be good. I already knew all this stuff. I was just telling people because it's people out here that don't know. And so you need to know. So I'm telling you, get ready, because it's going to get rough. It's not easy. And yes, I am in Accra, and I knew that Accra was the most expensive place, and I knew it was the most developed as well. I wanted.
So she in Ghana with her boo, and it's rough. And there's not a white man for thousands of miles to blame. It's just you, your boo, and the motherland, and it's awful. It's awful. You and your boo. Oh, look at True Hype with the roast. He said, man, FD follow his girl. Good for him. Listen, man, you know he ain't go to Africa by himself. He had to follow his boo. It's her dream.
But I want to address this simping allegation. Do I simp for black women? Yes. I love black women. I don't like y'all niggas. This is an easy decision to make. Sorry.
To be in a developed place, but at the end of the day, don't shit me. I always used to say, get me, don't shit me. Don't have me come all the way out here, and because you see I'm American, which you don't even know that I'm a Ghanaian too, but okay, I'm gonna give you that I'm American because of my accent. So don't have me come all the way to Africa and say a house is 400,000, but you tell me it's 700,000 because you feel as though I'm rich. Everybody I've ever talked to looked at me like I was dollar signs. As soon as they see me, it's money, money, money. I can tell you 15 stories right now since we've been in Africa with people.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I'm having a hard time here. So you mean to tell me everything is awful and it's not the white man's fault? You mean even in Africa, you getting mistreated and it ain't got nothing? You actually want to go back to America where the white man's is? You want to come back to white supremacy? That's what you're telling me. It's crazy.
These blacks
who try to overcharge us and overprice us, and I'm on their ass. So for the people who say, oh, she's over there getting scammed, I didn't get scammed. Now, one time I told y'all the experiences how they tried to scam me. They tried to scam me, and I was in they deep in their ass. And so for the people who say, oh, Africa is not weak, it's not for weak people. Let me tell you something. All Africans are weak. I got a fucking African father who's weak as fuck.
Africans are. What did she just say about Africans and her daddy? Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe I'm hearing this. You said they are weak. Why would you call them weak? Yo, daddy? Are you the seed of weak loins? Is that what you just told me? That you are the seed of weak loins? That's crazy. That's nasty work. That is fat back work right there.
Scam me. They tried to scam me, and I was in they deep in their ass. And so for the people who say, oh, Africa is not weak, it's not for weak people. Let me tell you something. All Africans are weak. I got a fucking African father who weak as fuck. I know all Africans are weak. They aren't built like us in America. So I'm all in their ass when they try to take.
Hold up, what you mean us? Nah, half breed. Don't give me this us. now you want to claim gang. Nah, I don't know about all that. I wasn't even tripping on you claiming gang, but the way you disrespect your pops like that, I don't know if I really want you to claim gang like that. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. I don't know if you could just claim gang the way you turn your back on your pops. Like, it's one thing to be like, listen, I want to ride with y'all. It's a whole other thing to be like, my whole bloodline is weak. I am the child of weak African loin. Like, whoa, slow down. I feel like you might be bad for everybody's brand. You make him look bad. You make us look bad. You look bad. This whole thing's going to look bad. I don't even know if we should be claiming you. You just because you got you this pookie nigga, you feel like you want us. You took some hood nigga dick. Now you want us. No, you African. You a little bit African in the face too. Around the cheekbones and the eyes, between the cheekbones and your eyebrows, you're a little African up in there. I can see it. I can see it now.
Weak is not for weak people. Let me tell you something. All Africans are weak. I got a fucking African father who weak as fuck. I know all Africans are weak. They aren't built like us.
That's nasty. You probably look like your daddy too.
In America. So I'm all in their ass when they try to take their weak asses and try to use me or try to bribe me or try to get extra money out of me. You got to wake up pretty early in the morning to pull one on me because I already see the shit coming. Then the other thing, people saying, oh, she didn't do no research and she hasn't built a network. All I do is build networks. I'm on all the groups that's on Facebook, that's on WhatsApp, all that. I've been there, done that years, all that. I don't.
Hey, shout out to Big Time with the $10 super chat. He says, remember when we pulled out of Afghanistan? Besides the Orthodox Church, that was the only time in my life white people were not seen as the root of all evil. In this case, CNN said the Taliban may oppress women. Yeah, you guys were kind of a little bit heroes because you guys, you were saving all that Afghan female oppression or whatever. But listen, we got at least one black woman who is coming to the arms. She is running back to the racist arms of American white people. All right, Big Time, that's got to make you feel something. All right, at least one black woman, and she's half African at that, so it's in her blood. And she's like, you know what? I choose you, white man. That's got to mean something. She is turning her back on her African tribe, and she would rather face the white man's oppression than deal with the black man's theft and incompetence and lack of development. What does that say about the white man? Is the white man's oppression sweeter? I know, right? Perish the thought. How dare we even formulate such ideas? How could I speak something like that into the ether? But now that it's out there, let's roll this around a little bit. Is the white man's oppression sweeter? Because, I mean, you could go be free in Africa and maybe a lion like walks into your house one day and, now he just lives there. And on top of that, the power's been out for like 12 hours now, so your phone's dead and you can't call 911 to tell them to come and help you with this African lion that just walked into your house. Plus, I don't even think 911 is a thing. I'm pretty sure 911 is an American luxury. You probably don't have something like that in Africa. Like, I mean, I have to ask, is the white man's oppression a little bit colder? Is it a little bit sweeter? These are the things you might have to consider if you go back to Africa to try to get in touch with your roots and all that, My mom's kind of on that tip a little bit. She always been on her, first you was a Jamaican. Now she's like trying to get back into her African roots and all that. And I'm not going. She's talking about going to visit the continent and all that. And I'm not really going. I mean, I might visit Africa at some point in the future, but I'm gonna save up until I'm like white man rich. I don't want to go to Africa until I have white man's money. I don't want to be black in Africa. I want to be like white in Africa. That's the only way I can do Africa, because it's too there's too much of a difference. Like, you could be in the bush and eating a 5-star meal 2 hours later in Africa. Like, the drastic climate differences in Africa are amazing. And I don't want to do it unless I have the white man's money. Shout out to True Hype with the $2 super chat. He says, careful in that, what is that? A horse? He said, it got Shay in trouble. Oh. I'm not even sure what that is. What is that symbol right there? Is that like a unicorn? Shout out to True Hype with the $2 super chat, though. Staying out of Africa, though, Ma. You can go. I'm not going.
I need that money.
Trust people. Because first of all, everybody has an agenda. They can act like they're going to be good for you. They're going to show you and teach you the ropes and show you the way. People will come out here from the diaspora and say, oh, I'm going to buy me a house, and then I'm going to rent it out to all the people that come from the diaspora so they can have somewhere to stay when they get here. I didn't come here to rent. So let's clear that up too, because that was another situation that I came to rent. I didn't come to rent. I don't rent at home, so why would I rent here in Africa? But I want to live better in Africa than I do at home, of course.
Can you live better in Africa than you do at home? And how come she's doing all the talking and her dude is just sitting there looking like a Pookie on vacation? How come he not talking? How come he's just like furniture? He doesn't have anything to do with this whole Africa endeavor. He's just like there. He was like the luggage or whatever. She just brought him along because he matches all of her outfits.
So, of course, I came out here to buy beach land, to build a house. And while I'm building the house, buy another house to live in while I build my house, because I'll be damned if I'm going to be sitting in somebody's living room. If I'm going to have 5 kids. We have 5 children, but we only have
5. You know, you have to wonder, are they all his kids together, or did he like legally marry her and he became the father? Like, what's up with all the kids? How'd you wind up in Africa with her and them kids?
I came out here to buy beach land, to build a house. And while I'm building the house, buy another house to live in while I build my house, because I'll be damned if I'm going to be sitting in somebody's living room. If I'm gonna have 5 kids. We have 5 children, but we only have 4 of us. 4 children with us, and there's 2 of us, so it's 6 of us all right now. And my oldest son, when he come out the military, he will be here too.
Saint Nick says, "My God, someone tapped that." Listen, bro, it's not someone tapped that. Many men have tapped that. All right. Cue up 50 Cent, all right? Many men, they've tapped that. He's just the latest, right? He's the one that stuck around. He's the father that stayed.
I'll be damned if we're going to be laying on somebody's couch from the diaspora talking about I'm going to give you somewhere to stay until you find your room. No. And I did not rent a room for $100. I rent an Airbnb for $100 a night. Airbnbs, if you want a nice one, it's going for $100 a night. The Airbnb was nice, but at the same time, it had its issues. And I was just sharing the issues that it had. And secondly, as far as me renting a car or whatever, how else am I getting around? Every little car is that small. It's little buzz.
Oh, damn. She like the other girl who can't fit in the little cars. You can't fit in the little tiny African cars. You can only get the SUV Uber. You can only use Uber Black.
All of us, 6 of us, cannot get in little bugs and ride around. So I had to rent a big SUV that can go through these muddy streets, because the streets, as you know, aren't paved. So we have to have a 4-wheel drive that can get through the streets. So me renting a vehicle was $130 a day. I knew that was going to be the case anyway. If you go research too, you'll find out that that's the average of a vehicle. So I didn't get gaffled nowhere. I just don't like the prices. And you can't, and I know I can't compare Africa to America, but what I can.
Well, I mean, it sounds like the white man has a better pricing scheme, right? Like you get more bang for your buck in the white man's store. Shopping in the black man's store, it's like it's not as enjoyable as they told you it was. You know, it's just not as fun. Many such cases, actually, it's a very typical experience.
Say is I'll be damned if I'm gonna buy a 3-bedroom house for $500,000. I got a fucking 6-bedroom mansion sitting at home for $100,000. It just don't add up, and it's not equivalent to what I'm willing to pay for. Everybody got what they're willing to pay for. I'll be a damn fool to come out here and get a house in Africa when I'm looking outside in the dirty slums and seeing goats and dogs and shit running around.
Hey, dirty folks. Dirty says she should be the poster child for why you should never drink dark liquor. Heavy hitting Hennessy hoe. Look. Dirty folk, tell me if I'm wrong, right? He with her because she got a nice car and a nice place to stay, and he ain't never been to Africa before, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm lying, Dirty. She got a nicer car than he would have ever hustled up on his own. Got a better crib than he would have ever hustled up on his own. And she want to go to Africa? Oh, he lit. He lit. All he got to do is not, get caught with none of these little side chicks in his baby mama car, and he gonna be good money. Tell me I'm lying.
$500,000.
Tell me that's not the game.
A 3 or 4-bedroom house. That makes no sense. But don't
look at him. Look at him and tell me I'm wrong.
$100,000 for a
look at him and tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I didn't just read his entire soul. You say he's on parole and he need a place to stay. That's all I got. Look, I'm trying to tell you. Nah, you can't parole to Africa though. That's the only thing you kind of probably not really on with that. You can't parole to Africa. There's no way your PO is gonna stamp your African passport, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no PO in the whole country gonna let you parole to Ghana, bro. It ain't happening. Ain't happening. He locked in. He is doing it for the love of the game. He's strictly for the love of the game, bro.
3 or 4-bedroom house. That makes no sense. But don't look at me that I'm wrong for feeling like that. Because everybody got their way of living.
Hold on, American man. Now you want to test my gangster. American man says, Hood, if she was worth 10 mil, would you walk around with that? We got to discuss the prenup. How much am I going to win when I leave her? Because there's no way I'm going to get in that without planning on getting out of that. And I would only get in that knowing that she has 10 mil and I can walk away with at least one of those 10. If I can prenup myself into one of those 10 mil, I give it a good 2 years. 2 years for the lifestyle, and I walk away with a clean meal in my pocket, like cash. Like I can just walk out the house with a duffel bag. Yeah, those are my terms. Those are my terms. A duffel bag full of cash. I give you at least 2 years. On you, by the way. I'm not working at all for 2 years. For the next 2 years straight, I'm doing live stream content for my room. I'm barely gonna get dressed. I'm just gonna work out, live stream, and go clock in on her fat ass. And when my 2 years is up, I'm clocking out, I'm taking my bag of money, and I'm riding off into the sunset. That's the only way I can take that kind of deal. Because, I'm willing to negotiate, and I like money.
I need that money.
Came from the gutter. We both was next door neighbors, grew up on the same block. We came from the gutter, and we managed to pull ourselves up and look at everybody else still sitting there. So we're not going to go to Africa and be fucked up and be guttered too. I ain't asked nobody for nothing.
See, they high class black people, right? They not just any old black people. They high class. They got it out the mud. And now they back in Africa in the mud. And this is not right. They gotta get back around the white people where it's civilized again.
Asked for no handouts. I didn't ask for no parades. I was just sharing my experience. My experience is that Africa needs help. It needs work. We came out here to build Africa. I closed all my businesses down.
You have businesses? Now, I'm not saying it is completely impossible that this woman has businesses, plural, right? That's multiple of business. That's not just one business. That's one business time, at least 2 or 3, right?
Of course, I could have stayed in that colonized as United Snakes of America.
Whoa! Don't be sly. Don't talk crazy about the United States of America. How you gonna call it United Snakes of America? And you actually got snakes crawling around. You got snakes you never even heard of crawling around you right now as you making this video. I guarantee you there's a snake within 200 feet of you as you making this video.
And dealt with they bullshit and kept getting my money. I could have did that. I do taxes. I don't pay taxes. I do them. Okay? So I could have stepped in. I could have dealt with that.
Oh, she doesn't pay taxes. She does. Whoa. Ho. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. I don't pay taxes. I do them. Hold up, because I'm not an accountant. You know, I don't do tax prep professionally, but my non-accountant mind can't comprehend what that could possibly mean. I don't pay taxes, I do them. What could you possibly mean by that? I don't pay taxes, I do them. The fact that when you said that, I got a shiver down my spine. Like my BS meter went off and I ain't got nothing. I don't have a dime on the table, but my BS meter just started flaring up. This fat bitch done activated my sciatica. Talk about I don't pay taxes, I do them. Hold on. What does that mean?
Of course, I could have stayed in that colonized as United Snakes of America and dealt with they bullshit and kept getting my money. I could have did that. I do taxes. I don't pay taxes. I do them. Okay? So I could have stepped in. I could have dealt with that. But no, I decided, no, I'm going to close all shop. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to get me a bus and I'm going to do free teeth cleaning and spas for the people in the village. That I'm going to treat these.
What business-minded person imagines themselves just going to Africa and giving away business services completely for free? And this is why I kind of call Cat. And this is why you need to get your dumb ass back around America with the white man. Because I think I know what you have in mind. You're one of these black entrepreneurs whose business model relies heavily on U.S. grant money. Yeah, because there's no way in hell that you have a business model that starts out with doing stuff for free. The only way you could even think like that is if you're used to scamming the federal government with your grants and your loans and your I'ma Save the Community programs.
They dealt with that. But no, I decided, no, I'm going to close all shop. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to get me a bus and I'm going to do free teeth cleaning and spas for the people in the village. That I'm going to treat these young.
She's going to do teeth cleaning and spas in the African village. Now, mind you, I need you to try to mentally comprehend the structural difference between what might be considered a village versus like a small town in America, right? Because we no longer have villages in America. I think America was born post-village age, right? By the time America became a thing, we were kind of phasing out villages as a concept structure. Like we just didn't really do that. We went right into towns, colonies. We had towns and we had cities and then we had states, right? We didn't do villages because a village implies like dirt roads and you can only get around on horseback, and you want to come to the village and give away a tooth cleaning spa service. Am I hearing that right? Come on, tell me again, Big Bat.
Dealt with that. But no, I decided, no, I'm going to close all shop. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to get me a bus, and I'm gonna do free teeth cleaning and spas for people in the village. Then I'm going to treat these young girls. I'm going to get their tampons, their baby items and wipes, and I'm going to do a nonprofit program. Business is my forte. That's what I do. So I didn't...
Business is her forte. Has anybody heard a profitable scheme yet from Mrs. Business is my forte? That's what I do. Now, I called it earlier when she was looking a little bit rougher. You know, granted, she looked a lot rougher in the previous videos. She knows she got her business attire on. This is how she dress up when she go ask the white man for government money. Joke's on you. Ain't no white man government money in Ghana. That's not how they do it over there. They kicked the white man out a long time ago.
Come out here for a job. I didn't come out here to rent. I didn't come out here to live on nobody's couch. I didn't come out here to live with no diasporas or none of that bullshit. If you want to help me, but I'm not.
Bro, why are you even on camera? Bro, why are you here? I feel like this nigga is like subliminally communicating with all his little side hoes out there. Like, nigga, why is you even on this video? What are you doing in this video? You shouldn't even be in Africa. All this nigga do is pick up the phone and respond to text messages and Instagram DMs, bro. That's all he been doing this whole video, is just answering DMs on his Instagram. Why are you here, bro? When she come back to America, she gonna get a different one. She gonna trade you in for a new model. There's a nigga that's about to come home from jail right now. She gonna trade up.
Asking you to. I'm not begging. And then with the people who did offer to help us, we do know a lot of people in Ghana. I've been knowing people in Ghana. All my life, I knew people here. I've been knew people Ghana, Nigeria, all over. Gambia, Tanzania, I know people all over. But at the same time, I'm independent. That's how I've always been. I've always held my own. God blesses the child that holds his own. I've always held my own. So I'm not going to get out here and change now.
She always been a big back. Her back was born big. In the hospital, when all the other little babies came out with a normal size back, the doctors were surprised. They were shocked at the bigness of her back. Ever since birth, she's always been this way. She's not going to let Africa make her back any less big. That's not how her big back roll.
So for the people who did come and say, hey, I'm going to help you, I'm going to find that, every last one of them was a failure. Because every last one of them was in it for themselves. Watch the company you keep in the crowd you bring, because you got to look at people for what they are. You can have people come out here that lives out here and be like, okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you get through. I'm going to talk for you. I don't need you to talk for me. The only thing that I would need.
Do you think she would stay in Africa if they opened up a Krispy Kreme in Ghana? Just one Krispy Kreme, but it got to be like, you know, strategically located so she don't got to drive more than 40 minutes. Like a 30-minute drive to Krispy Kreme. That way, when she get back home, they kind of not really, they still a little bit warm. Because, you know, it's Africa. It's already hot anyway. But would she stay in Africa if they opened up a Krispy Kreme?
You for is if somebody's trying to take advantage of me and you could talk to them and say, no, you're not about to take advantage of these people. But other than that, I speak the language. I can talk to them myself. That don't mean they ain't gonna get over on me. They might even use you to get over on me. So that's what another thing y'all have to be very careful of. Is people out here that don't have your best interest at heart. They will sit here and they will act like they friends with you, they fuck with you, everything good. Let me help you. I'm gonna help you pave the way. You gonna get you a house and get there. They setting up a house for themselves the whole time. I'm gonna help you get a car. They making sure they got transportation the whole time. And
I'm like curious. You know, there's a lot more room left in this video. And he does talk. It looked like he does talk at some point. I guess he's gonna talk later. She don't let him talk for another 10 minutes. We're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this all the way through. Because I'm waiting for, like, what does he do? This nigga hasn't said nothing. This is a 13-minute video. He ain't
And I
said a
need you to
word.
invest in me too, making sure they got shit the whole time. And then you'll have, let me introduce you to my friend that works at the DMV that's gonna hook you up with a driver's license, and they trying to take money off the top. And they letting their DMV friends fuck you. I got stories for days. Then you got people that say, I'm gonna help you get a house, and they have their friend who introduced you to them, they get money off the top. Everybody's getting money off the top of you. Remember that, everybody. So you can't trust nobody. I don't care where they from, Tom, Dick, or Harry. Don't trust them. Nobody in Ghana. And just like I have to tell people all day, every day, when they come to me with them outrageous ass prices, I said, I seen that shit coming.
You know what's so funny? She's saying don't trust nobody in Ghana. I literally have blood relatives that are like Ghanaian. Yeah, I know. Little hood conservative lore. Yeah. I have actual blood ties to Ghana. You telling me don't trust them new niggas over there? That's crazy.
I knew you wasn't about shit. But I mean, let me tell you, I already knew what the fuck you was going to do. Don't give me no damn American price. Give me a Ghanaian price. Don't give me no American price, because the moment they open their mouth, I know they're going to fuck with me. I know they're going to try, but I'm not going for the okie doke. I know they're going to try. And this is another thing I want to say before I pass the torch. In America, how we was raised is that if I don't have enough money to do something, or I do, let's say I don't have my papers that I need to go get my driver's license. You working at the DMV, I'm gonna go to you and I'll be like, man, I need a driver's license. Can you hook me up? The driver's license might be $40. What cuz gonna say? Because the code, the street, when you hip, when you down with the code, you say, all right, give me the $40 for the driver's license and give me $100 for helping you out, because I'm about to give you your driver's license and you ain't got no paperwork. So without
$140 for a driver's license? Wow. I feel like you got beat over the head a little bit. That's a little bit overcharging, but whatever. All right, fine.
shit. You be like, all right, bam, let me throw you $100. Out here, if the nigga trying to get you a driver's license, he know the driver's license costs $30, $40. He gonna tell you it costs $500. That's how much it is, because the whole time he trying to fuck you, he trying to cut himself in. He trying to get his own money, and he would do it without telling you. That's why I'm like, look, just be straight with me. Tell me how much it is, and tell me how much you charging me for helping me out, because I don't mind.
Yo, she look just like my DMV plug. Chill. We all know that's the felony, True Hype. We know these is felonies, bro. She is the DMV plug. She giving up the game. Maybe she can never come back to America. Maybe she can't leave Africa. She's just gonna go from country to country until she finally found something that works.
Scratching your back. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's a give and take situation. We can do this all day. That's the type of person I am. Matter of fact, even if you said the joint costs $40, I give you the $40 and I'll throw you something on top without you even asking, just because you fuck with me. Because that's the type of person I am. Ghanaians don't think like that. They think like it's a dog-eat-dog world. I'm going to take whatever I can from her. That's what I'm not fucking with in Africa. That's what I'm not fucking with here in Ghana. That's what I'm not fucking with in Accra, since y'all want me to be so specific. I'm in Accra. These people that I met here, I haven't been nowhere else in Ghana but Accra, Prime.
She went to the continent full of black people and she been getting scammed every day since. That's terrible. It's wicked.
East Lagoon, that little area, in Timber, yeah, The people I've met has been cutthroat. They've been grimy. Bribery is at an all-time high. They done fuck with me from the point when I left the damn airport. And like I said, people, they don't like my thoroughness. They don't like me cussing. I don't give a fuck, because I'm being as real and as honest as possible.
Not to mention you're a grown-ass woman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you when to say something.
Exactly.
Oh, he a cock. He a black simp. I mean, it kind of fits this, the archetype anyway. I don't think the average black male mind can comprehend this. the things that Black American women do on a regular basis would probably lead to murder in 70% of the world. Because most of the world isn't like the civilized Western world. And even in the civilized Western world, I mean, hell, you got a lot of these, brown foreigners taking over now. We're bringing our honor culture to the white man's neighborhood, right? But generally speaking, Black women would be stoned in most of the world for their just general disposition. Like, I mean, literally stoned. They would bury you to your neck, and children would throw rocks at you until you died. And her boo right here, he can't comprehend the reality of that because, his mama Black and all he knows is, strong Black women's. But outside of America, it's a different ball game. Real Africa, yeah, they would have fed her to each other. They would have carved her up. It would have been a sexual buffet.
And I said it from the start. This is advanced darkness. This is heart of darkness. This is the jungle drum. This is the fertility goddess of chaos. They're literally going to eat your balls. They're going to cut your fucking nuts off and eat them.
Whoa, what? They're gonna what?
Because I don't give a fuck. Because I'm being as real and as honest as possible.
Not to mention you're a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
Fuck gonna tell you when to say something.
Exactly.
We had to check a nigga on that shit today.
Exactly. So people don't like how I talk. I just keep it straight 100, no chasing. I don't have time to sit here and pity party y'all and rub y'all backs and shit. Half of y'all gonna like me, half of y'all won't. I can't please all y'all.
The white man's culture has told you that you are somehow more valuable than you are. The Western white man's culture has given you way more energy than African culture would allow. Think about that for a minute. All the white supremacy, all the oppression that you allegedly run away from, right? It is only in the white man's country that you can really, spread your fat wings, all your back fat wings. You go back home, and especially without your Pookie bodyguard here, nobody wants to hear that shit you talking about. There have been a lot of stories of Black women who go to Africa and they find out the hard way. They don't tolerate that Black girl magic. They do real magic in Africa, and you will be disappeared.
Please some of the people sometimes, not all the people all the time, and I don't plan to. So if you don't like it, you can move the fuck on. It's going to be somebody else that likes me. So at the end of the day, I'm not about to sugarcoat shit. I'm not Willy Wonka. So you're going to get it just how I give it to you. I did cuss the police out and the military out because you're not going to fuck with me. You're not going to fuck me over. You're not going to have me come all the way the hell out here to build your dirty ass country up for you to sit here and tell me, oh, in order for you to get out the airport, you're going to have to pay us $1,800.
What make you think you could build Africa? Akon got way more money than your fat tax dodging ass, and he ain't build Africa. Why do you think you were building Africa? What's going on here that you think you're building Africa? I'm way behind on this. What the hell's happening here? You building Africa? And they should be grateful because you showed up to build Africa?
All the way the hell out here to build your dirty ass country up for you to sit here and tell me, oh, in order for you to get out the airport, you're going to have to pay us $1,800. In order for you to get out the airport, you're going to have to put $200 extra. In order for you to get out the airport, I'm going to tell your husband that he tested positive for coronavirus so you could pay me some extra money. Fuck no. I seen that shit coming a mile away, and I checked that shit at the door. So all these Ghanaians that's coming into me telling me, oh, it's $200-$300. Nigga, I already knew you was gonna say that shit. And I'm very in tune. I'm very in tune with the universe. I'm very in tune with my ancestors. I heard the calling and I came. I talked.
Hold up. So the ancestors told you to come to get scammed and robbed? Your ancestors told you to come to Africa to get scammed and robbed and mistreated. Sounds like your ancestors was in on a scam, bro. Sounds like your ancestors was totally down with the gaffle. And that actually makes sense because the ancestors are the ones that sold your black ass in the first place, right? Let's not forget, your black ancestors are the ones who did business with the white man. Your black ancestors they had a long-term plan. They like, look, we gonna get you when you leave, and we gonna get you when you come back. Either way, we make money. Your ancestors set you up for the ultimate lick, bro. That's crazy. That's nasty work. This is why I don't worship the ancestors, bro. I know what they was up to, scheming ass niggas. Jesus told me about them ancestors.
I already knew you was gonna say that shit. And I'm very in tune. I'm very in tune with the universe. I'm very in tune with my ancestors. I heard the calling and I came. I talk to my ancestors every day, but that don't mean I don't go through shit. Ain't no angels and no flying butterflies and rainbows around here. We all go through shit. At the end of the day, I don't like the circumstances that we're in. It's not that I can't help it. I have money. I can go wherever the fuck I want to go. And it wasn't that I was complaining about the fact that I was paying $100.
How many PPP loans did you take out? Like, you were doing taxes and now you just, wound up in Africa with all this money and you never paid taxes? Because remember, you do taxes. You don't pay taxes. How much PPP money did you take?
$100 a month. A day. I was complaining because it doesn't make no sense that the prices are so outrageous out here when you living in conditions like this. So let's be honest and let's keep it real. Nobody wants to live like this. They shouldn't even be living like this. I want to take half of Africa back to America because they can see how real living is.
Oh, nah, bitch. Nah, bitch. You can stay your fat ass in Africa for all that talk. I don't care how much they scam you. You talk too crazy now. Now you're trying to bring them back here. No, chicks always want to bring stray puppies home. What is wrong? What is up with women and stray puppies, man? That is not cool. That is not cool. Talking about I want to bring half of them back here so they can see what real living is like. What do you mean? We got too much white supremacy. We got way too many Mexicans and way too much white supremacy. You can't be bringing them here. No more money for you.
It's lazy. You lazy. You lazy. No more money for you.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Can't believe what I'm hearing. This is insane. She trying to bring Africa here. We got enough Africans here. Have you been uptown? Have you been to Harlem? Harlem is turning African.
Because this shit is pathetic. So at the end of the day, for everybody who say I was complaining, I wasn't complaining. I was telling it just like it is. That's exactly what I was doing. Now you got the torch.
You good?
Yes, I'm good.
All right, so it's a couple of topics.
She let this, she went on. Hold on. So at about the 5-minute mark, she got on the mic, right? Because that was a different video. So about 5 minutes. So from 5 minutes to 23 minutes, she's been talking for almost 20 minutes on her own. She's been talking for almost 20 minutes on her own. And now, you good? You good? And I bet you she jump in and start talking again. She gonna cut this nigga off.
First off is, like she said, ain't nobody fucking complaining. And even if we was complaining, that's our freedom of speech. We do what the fuck we want to do. If you don't like what we got to say, then keep scrolling. I seen a lot of people on old girl page. I'm not even gonna put her name out there because, like I said, that's female business. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I seen a lot of people on her page talking about something. Oh yeah, I had to click off and this, that, and the third. All right, well, click off and go live your life. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how many people, and it's crazy how many black people, all you fake ass wannabe hotep woke ass dashiki wearing motherfuckers coming on the page and saying, don't say nothing bad about Africa, don't say nothing bad about the motherland, or don't say nothing about that. That's like me going to Chicago and fucking dismissing all the niggas that's getting shot and saying, oh yeah, these little young niggas around here shooting people, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's
No, that is actually stupid. You can't move to Chicago and then start complaining about the violence. No, you are actually stupid. Just like you can't move to Africa and then start complaining about the Africans. No, you are stupid. That is actually stupid. You should have known better. And Dirty, I don't think Ghana has freedom of speech. You are kind of onto something there. You are onto something there. How this nigga all the way in Ghana bringing up Chicago, by the way? Nigga went all the way to Ghana to drag Chicago into the shit. Dirty, you know how like I be dragging Chicago into it. I haven't brought Chicago up negatively in a while. Like it just hasn't come up in the conversation. You know how the news cycle is. Things move on. This nigga went all the way to Ghana to bring Chicago up randomly. Bro, you wildin'. You wildin'. No, nigga, don't go to Chicago and complain about the murder rate. You knew the murder rate when you moved there. Don't go to Africa and complain about the Africans. You knew what Africans were like before you got there.
Cool, they doing what they supposed to do. They doing what they know how to do. Nah, that shit is unacceptable. That's what the fuck it is. And as long as you keep thinking that it is acceptable, or you keep ignoring the fact of the matter that is happening, then it's going to continue to happen. And that's why black people ain't getting nowhere now. Because y'all niggas so fucking soft that y'all don't want to be able to tell y'all own people, man, y'all niggas fucking up. Y'all got to step y'all game up. That's the problem. So
the nerve of American blacks trying to go to Africa and make things better, though. No, and I'm not even trying to be ironic or sarcastic about that. Like, who's the white man now? Like, didn't you just go to Africa? Aren't you essentially a colonizer in your own little tiny brain? Aren't you attempting to colonize, right? You want to go and bring modern life and modern comforts and technology to Africa, right? Who's the white man now? And you can't even fix your own town. You can't even save your own community, but you want to go save, you want to develop Africa. You want to make Africa better. Because a big back told you it was possible. Niggas is foolish.
But y'all motherfuckers walking around here with the goddamn with the shit on y'all head and the fucking dashiki African red robe talking about something. Man, y'all keep talking bad about Africa and all that other shit. But ain't nobody saying nothing bad about Africa. We telling you what we see.
Hey, shout out to the Midwest Request with the gift membership. Welcome to the church.
Get it again. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
We telling you what we are in Accra, Ghana. We are telling you what we have experienced in the first week that we have been here. First of all, I've been in the military. I've been overseas numerous times. I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Somalia. I've been to Lithuania. I've been to
oh, you an army nigga. Okay. You done seen the world. Then you settled and you got you a, how you done seen the world and you landed on a big back. I'm disappointed. I expect more from well-traveled people.
Dubai. I've been to Saudi Arabia. I've been to a whole bunch of foreign lands. I've been to a lot of third world countries when I was in the military. The thing is, even when you're in the military and you have everything at your disposal, when you first hit town and you go out here, it's going to be a culture shock. I don't give a fuck what you think that you're ready for. I don't care how you say that you're prepared.
How you been in the military all that time and you've been to all these places and you're like shocked by non-American poverty? Because American poverty is actually luxury, and on the global time span, if you just measure it, not only compared to the average across the world right now, but the average across like human existence, American poverty is a level of luxury that most of the world has never known. And if you leave the world, if you leave America, if you travel enough, I'm surprised that you're surprised at real poverty. Like, because it's not like you were traveling as like, you know, a debutante. It's not like you were traveling as royalty. You were in the army. Like, you see people, you understand what things are.
Prepared and that you're willing to deal with anything. You may be willing to do with everything, but at the same time, you still have to have time to adapt to what's going on. That's just human nature. You can't just jump in a cold ass water and don't feel nothing. You're gonna have to jump in that cold ass water, get that chill off, and then you'll get used to the water. That's how it works. So when we come here and we telling you the experiences that we're seeing, because we're just starting off, and we get all this bash from these fake ass woke people because they don't want to hear nothing bad about Africa. Y'all some bullshit. And
who's woke? And not for nothing, you literally said you coming back to the white man's supremacy. You was like, fuck that. White supremacy ain't got shit on Africa. I'm coming back to the white man. Africa is terrible. We got lizards. It's no electricity. You niggas lie too much. You was just telling it all. You basically said how much you love the white man and all of his magical wonders. Now you want to backtrack.
half of y'all motherfuckers ain't never even left y'all city. Half of y'all are sitting around here in the inner city where motherfuckers are getting shot and stabbed every day, walking around acting like ain't nothing happening, but want to tell somebody not to talk bad about a country that you ain't never even visited. Go get your money right and then come out here and then put your shit on YouTube. A lot of y'all motherfuckers coming out here or not even out here by yourself because y'all ain't even invested enough money to come out here and do something like this. We've been saving up money and we've been planning on this for years now. We've been doing research and everything. We got 4 kids with us and 2 adults. None of this shit is cheap. None of this shit is cheap.
I feel like you could have took that money and bought a family compound somewhere in America and started a little small business. You know, you could have bought a ranch or something. You went to develop Africa, though. I'm glad you're having a hard time, by the way.
So everybody want to sit right here from the comfortability of their American home talking about something. Don't be talking bad about Africa. You can't even afford to fucking leave your goddamn state. Stay the fuck off our YouTube page. That's what y'all need to do. Because we over here, we doing what we got to do. We invested our money. We paid our costs. So now we over here and we telling you exactly what we see. We're not saying that that's the whole Accra. We're not saying that's the whole Ghana. We're not saying that's the whole Africa. We're not saying that that's everybody. We are telling you the experiences that we saw. Just the other day, I went into the store to go get a plug, and I put this in one of my other videos. I read the plug because I'm always reading everything because I know the mentality of people. It's not Ghana, it's not Accra, it's not Africa, it's people in general. Anytime that anybody can get an advantage over you, especially when it comes to money, they're going to attempt to do it. So I know that.
Yeah, but Africa is notorious for its corruption, though. Like, reputations happen organically.
So don't for any minute think that I'm saying, oh, it's specifically Africans or specifically Ghanaians or people that are in Accra. No, it's people in general. That's just how it works. That's how the world works. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. The world is beautiful. It's the people that's in it that's fucking it up.
Yeah, so Africa, y'all.
Give me car, give me wife, give me children, give me this, give me that, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, give me, kill my enemy, give me. Anyone that doesn't want me to succeed, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire. Give me this, give me that, kill my enemy, give me that, give me this, give me die by fire, die by fire, die by fire, die by fire.
Hey, do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button on your way out. We are done for the night. Thank you so much for watching the show. This has been Joy Reid Wants Less White People. Can we really go back to Africa? I think a lot of Black folk, we like to flirt around with the idea of going back to the ancestral motherlands and somehow getting physically in touch with our roots. Like the Na'vi and Avatar, you know, we want to tie our little ponytail to the ancient mother's spirit tree and get a taste of real organic Blackness and all that, commune with the Mother Earth goddess spirit and all that. And maybe you actually like having air conditioning and civilization a lot better, though. I'm just saying, I don't know. We all have decisions to make in life. You got to choose for yourself, but I'm going to stay in the future. I want to live on the edge of our evolutionary productivity. I want to stand where modernity stands. I don't want to go back in time to, you know, villages and stuff. But that's just me. I'm a selfish, modernized American nigga. You know, I was born in the projects. I don't want to go back to the village life. Going back to the village feels too close to slavery. Something about the village feels like slavery to me. I don't want to go back that far in time, but that's just me. Anyway, I've said enough. You guys have a great night. Thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate everybody coming through. Hit that like button on your way out. Lorena says, Asheru. That is so hilarious. I got to go. I got to go. You guys have a great night. And remember, the black woman is God and no one else.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God and
black woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, you know, she was the first organism on this planet.
A lot of people seem to not understand me.
Science proves that the black woman is God. We're not just saying that.
And the black and Latino woman, they manifested themselves out of dark matter energy. All right.
I believe the black woman is God.
Black woman, God. I don't believe God, no man. I believe God, a black woman.
The black woman is God.
But my number one subject matter is the black woman is God. That's first and foremost.
Black woman is God.
the black woman is still God.
You're God, black woman.
The black woman is God. She is the creator. She is the sustainer. She is the provider. She is the first teacher of the children. She is everything to the black race.
But don't get it wrong. I am still a white man's.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.